Carl Jung once said, "You are what you do, not what you say you'll do." This statement invites us to reflect on the gap between what we believe and what we actually manifest in our daily actions. On the surface, this quote seems straightforward, but when we dive into its deeper meaning, it takes us straight to the core of analytical psychology and the impact our beliefs have on our existence. Jung believed that our deepest beliefs, often unconscious, are the true driving forces behind our choices, behaviors, and ultimately our entire lives. These beliefs, shaped throughout our journey from childhood, are influenced by our experiences, upbringing, the culture we belong to, and especially by the collective unconscious. They're not just thoughts we have, they act like invisible lenses through which we view and interpret the world. What's important to understand is that not all beliefs are conscious to us. Many lie buried deep in our unconscious, quietly affecting how we react to situations, relate to others, and perceive our own abilities and limitations. These beliefs shape what we consider possible or impossible, desirable or undesirable, safe or dangerous. So, the fundamental question is, to what extent are the beliefs you hold truly your own? And how are they shaping the life you live today? This script is an invitation to explore how these beliefs, both conscious and unconscious, connect to the process of individuation described by Jung, the journey of becoming who we truly are. Let's examine how these thought patterns influence every aspect of our existence, from the smallest decisions to the choices that define the course of our lives. We're going to talk about beliefs and explore how they can be both our greatest strength and our biggest limitation. After all, understanding your own beliefs is the first step toward transforming them, and by transforming them, you can transform your reality. In Jung's theory, the concept of belief is closely linked to the unconscious and how it manifests in our daily lives. Jung defined the unconscious as a vast repository of memories, experiences, and emotions that are not immediately accessible to our conscious mind. It's here that our deepest, often limiting beliefs hide, steering our thoughts and behaviors without our awareness. These unconscious beliefs are formed through our life experiences, especially during childhood when our minds are most receptive and vulnerable. During these formative years, our interactions with parents, school, society, and even our own mistakes begin to set patterns of thought and behavior that we carry into adulthood. These beliefs aren't just ideas, they become fundamental truths about who we believe we are and how we perceive the world around us. Jung also introduced the idea of archetypes, universal patterns of behavior and experience present in the collective unconscious, a layer of the unconscious that we all share regardless of culture or time. These archetypes, like the sage, the hero, the shadow, and the persona, shape our core beliefs about ourselves and the world. For example, if someone strongly identifies with the hero archetype, they might believe they always need to be strong and save others, even at the expense of their own needs. These beliefs then guide their actions and decisions, often leading them to sacrifice their personal well-being for a sense of duty. Additionally, Jung introduced the concept of the shadow, which represents the parts of ourselves that we deny or reject. Many of our limiting beliefs hide in this shadow, formed by painful experiences or traumas that made us believe certain aspects of our identity were unacceptable or unworthy. As a result, these repressed beliefs emerge in our automatic behaviors, sabotaging our efforts and keeping us stuck in repetitive patterns. The process of individuation, according to Jung, is the journey of bringing these unconscious beliefs to light and integrating them into our consciousness. It's a path to acknowledging and accepting both the positive and negative parts of our being. When we begin to understand the beliefs that guide us, those we inherited without question, and those we developed as defense mechanisms, we can start to challenge them, transform them, and ultimately transcend them. This process is not easy, as it requires courage to confront parts of ourselves that we would rather ignore. However, this is the key to freeing our minds from self-imposed beliefs and beginning to live a more authentic life, where our choices are guided by our true self, not by masks or inherited fears. To better understand how beliefs shape our lives, let's explore some practical examples that illustrate their powerful influence on our behavior and daily choices. Imagine a person who, from a young age, repeatedly heard from parents or authority figures phrases like, "You will never be good enough," or "Life is tough for those who aren't born privileged." These words, often said without malice, can deeply root themselves in this person's psyche, forming a limiting belief that they are incapable of achieving their goals or that success is out of reach. As a result, they may grow up avoiding risks, refusing to explore new opportunities, and settling for less than they truly desire because they believe that trying something new will inevitably lead to failure. These limiting beliefs often operate invisibly, acting like an automatic program that drives their decisions. The person might not even realize they are self-sabotaging because, to them, their choices just seem like the way things are. That's the trap of unconscious beliefs. They shape our reality from a narrow perspective, as if we were looking at the world through a dirty window that distorts our view. Another example can be seen in relationships. Imagine someone who grew up believing that they are not worthy of love, or that no one could ever truly want someone like them. This kind of belief can lead to patterns of toxic or unsatisfying relationships, where the person accepts less than they deserve or feels constantly insecure and jealous. They might sabotage healthy relationships or push away people who genuinely care about them because deep down, they believe that this love isn't real or isn't meant for them. Metaphorically, we can think of these beliefs as a filter that influences every decision we make and every experience we live. If we believe that the world is a hostile place and that people are not to be trusted, this belief shapes how we interpret others' actions and how we react to events around us. Even when someone acts kindly, our mind subconsciously looks for signs of danger or deception, reinforcing our original belief. From this perspective, we can see how individuation, as described by Jung, involves a deep and honest journey of self-reflection. It's about identifying these hidden beliefs and asking, is this really true? Or where does this idea about myself or the world come from? This questioning process is crucial to start reprogramming these beliefs that often don't even belong to us, but were inherited from others or from past experiences. True freedom begins when we allow ourselves to question the narrative we've been telling ourselves. When we bring these beliefs into the light of awareness, we gain the opportunity to replace them with thoughts and perspectives that are more aligned with who we truly are and the kind of life we want to live. As we delve deeper into the connection between personal beliefs and Jung's psychology, it's crucial to understand how these beliefs relate to the collective unconscious and the archetypes that inhabit our psyche. Jung believed that the collective unconscious is like a reservoir of human experiences accumulated over the ages, containing patterns of behavior and symbols that are universal to all people. These archetypes influence how our beliefs are formed and how they manifest in our lives. For instance, a person who is deeply influenced by the orphan archetype might develop beliefs centered around feelings of abandonment, insecurity, and lack of support. This individual might unconsciously attract situations that reinforce the idea of being alone or of needing to struggle to survive without anyone's help. Their decisions, relationships, and even their goals can be shaped by this belief that the world is a bleak place where no one can truly be trusted. In contrast, someone who connects with the warrior archetype may develop the belief that they must constantly fight to overcome challenges, seeing life as a never-ending battle. While this archetype can create a strong drive to face difficulties head-on, which is positive to a degree, it can also prevent them from accepting help or acknowledging their own vulnerabilities. The process of individuation, as described by Jung, involves recognizing and integrating these archetypes into our consciousness so that we can consciously choose which aspects we want to manifest in our lives. Accepting the beliefs and archetypes that shape our existence is a crucial step toward transformation. Jung emphasized that integrating the shadow, the hidden and repressed part of our personality, is essential for healing and personal growth. The shadow often holds the beliefs we deny or reject, not because they are bad, but because they don't fit the image we wish to present to the world. Transformation happens when we stop fighting against these beliefs and begin to accept them as part of who we are. This doesn't mean we should surrender to them, but rather understand them, explore them, and find ways to turn them into something that serves us. For example, a belief like, "I'm not good enough," can be reframed to, "I'm still learning and growing." Accepting these beliefs allows us to move from a position of victimhood to that of a creator, taking responsibility for our own narrative. Moreover, when we explore our beliefs in the light of the collective unconscious, we realize that many of our fears and limitations aren't just our own. They are part of a larger pattern shared by humanity. This awareness gives us a new perspective, helping us see that our challenges are also opportunities to contribute to collective growth. When we transform our limiting beliefs into empowering ones, we're not just changing our own lives, we're also contributing to the evolution of the whole. Individuation is about finding the inner freedom to be who we truly are, beyond the masks and limitations we've imposed on ourselves. It's about awakening to the truth that our beliefs are not fixed rules, but choices we can make and remake throughout our journey. One of the most powerful messages we can take from Jung's teachings is that our beliefs are both our prison and our key to freedom. They shape the reality we live in, and at the same time, they are malleable. They can be transformed if we are willing to dive deep into ourselves and confront what lies within our shadow. Jung said, "What you resist persists. What you accept transforms." This quote reminds us that acceptance is a crucial step in the process of personal transformation. When we refuse to accept our limiting beliefs or ignore our shadow parts, they continue to operate in the background, silently controlling our lives. Only by recognizing and accepting these parts can we begin the journey of healing and liberation. Accepting our beliefs and embracing the shadow doesn't mean resigning ourselves or giving in to limitations, but rather looking at them with curiosity and compassion, understanding where they come from and what they have to teach us. By doing so, we begin the process of individuation, the journey of becoming the most authentic and complete version of ourselves, free from the masks and roles imposed on us by society, family, or past experiences. Imagine the impact this can have on your everyday life. When you start to recognize that many of your limitations are merely reflections of deeply rooted beliefs, not absolute truths, a new door opens. Suddenly, the fear of failure or rejection begins to lose its hold over you. The world stops being such a threatening place and turns into a field of possibilities where you are the agent of change. The transformational journey that Jung proposes is a call to courage, the courage to look within and challenge the patterns that keep us stuck, the courage to accept that we are both light and shadow, and that true freedom lies in integrating these opposites. When we embrace this duality and allow all parts of ourselves to be expressed, we find a balance that frees us from the chains of fear and self-sabotage. To conclude, let me leave you with a thought inspired by Jung's work. What if you started to see your beliefs as characters in a play? Recognize the ones that are playing limiting roles, and ask yourself if those roles still serve the story of your life. You are both the author and the protagonist of this story, and you can, at any moment, rewrite the script. The power to transform your beliefs is ultimately the power to transform your life. By challenging and rewriting your own truths, you not only change your perception of yourself, but also alter the way you interact with the world and how the world responds to you. This is the essence of the individuation process, a continuous movement toward inner freedom, self-acceptance, and the authentic expression of your deepest self.